Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As man, things are ramping up geopolitically in the world today. Here, we have that BRICS, specifically Russia and China, are speeding up their payments infrastructure for currency settlements. This off the heels of all the news regarding the US debt ceiling potential default. Now guys, let me make myself very clear. I in no way, shape, or form believe that right now in June, the United States is going to default. They're probably gonna get it done. But that doesn't mean panic and fear can't set in first. Problem, reaction, solution is the way they're going to go about this. They need to create the problem, which they accelerated with the printing of money during the health crisis. And the solution will come out of the other side of the massive financial crisis we will get. As I've said in previous videos, I'll say again, I believe this crisis is coming towards the September-October timeframe. And if you guys haven't been paying attention, this is coinciding with the inevitable adoption of digital assets, the regulation of digital assets, and the end of this Ripple XRP case. In addition, if you weren't getting bullish enough, here we have from Swift Cybos a discussion where XRP and XLM were name dropped when discussing the integration of cryptocurrencies within the legacy payments infrastructure. And I want you all to be reminded of what you own.
We're seeing cryptocurrencies like XRP, Stellar Lumens, and stablecoins like USDC playing an important role in getting that wheel to turn and deliver the internet of value. Also, the introduction of central bank digital currencies will accelerate the mainstreaming of digital assets. I'd say my third, coming to the crown jewel here, cryptocurrencies are gaining legitimacy as a new asset class. When the Bitcoin paper first came out, it was going to be the missing link, the internet of value, a medium of exchange. But as we know, Bitcoin failed as a medium of exchange for legal activities. Then the pivot was to blockchain, distributed ledger technology as the new disruptor. Now we're seeing Bitcoin as in the lead as a new digital asset class, which has profound implications. It's been initially driven by retail investors. Now we're seeing institutional investors enter the game. And with institutional investors, you get more sophisticated demand. And that certainly is going to accelerate developments in decentralized finance.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about all of you, but that is extremely exciting to me. It's one of those things where my crypto spidey senses are tingling and my XRP bullishness keeps increasing. I predict that we're heading into a period in time where more and more mainstream positive coverage of Ripple and XRP are going to be accelerating, especially off the heels of this news, which Crypto Eddie reported on today. I didn't even know this happened, but I think Eddie does an excellent job at explaining exactly what happened when it came to this new acquisition. Ripple is making powerful moves, and I didn't even see this one coming.
This went under the radar. It came out on May 9th in the Galaxy Digital Holdings shareholder update conference call. This is Mike Novogratz company, and he owned the world's longest running exchange headquartered in Luxembourg called Bitstamp. Well, it has been acquired by Ripple. And this is a key purchase because Bitstamp is an ODL exchange, which means they facilitate XRP in the use of being a bridge for cross-border remittances. They listed XRP back in 2017, but suspended trading for the retail investor after the lawsuit. This was a very interesting acquisition because it is retail facing. Is Ripple going to use it for ODL? Probably. Are they also going to use it for Liquidity Hub? Yes, probably.
Guys, I don't know about you, but after going through numerous crypto bull and bear markets, a pattern that I've begun to notice is what happens when things get boring in crypto. When the crypto market is boring, most crypto companies don't report any news. They can't make any acquisitions because they're broke. There's no marketing, minimal developments, and you really get to see the true businesses and the true technology be built out relative to what was a fly-by-night crypto project. Numerous exchanges and crypto projects have gone bankrupt during this crypto bear market. And while the SEC is suing Ripple and Ripple is paying hundreds of millions in legal fees, they're still able to acquire new businesses. That is something you need to invest in, and that is why we're here. But not only that, we're coming towards the end. The exponential growth Ripple and XRP are about to experience will be unprecedented. And here, this next clip is about John Deaton specifically discussing what's going to be happening next. We had the SEC and Ripple both agree to a brief delay / extension in this case. And I think he gives a great take as to what we can expect in the coming days and weeks.
And on the other side, Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple and Chris Larson, they moved to seal information, banking information, Brad Garlinghouse's compensation package, names of Chris Larson's wife or children, things of that nature. Ripple also moved to seal forever payments to cryptocurrency exchange to list XRP or programmatic sales of XRP to XRP investors. And then, of course, you had the individual people. MoneyGram wanted something sealed. Bitstamp wanted something sealed. Coinbase, I believe it's Coinbase, wanted something sealed. And the judge ruled on all those things. And she granted each side's motions to seal some things and denied each side some things. Rosalind Layton, she addressed that. Rosalind Layton filed a motion to intervene requesting the production of the Hinman emails. And she said, well, that's moot now. I don't have to rule on that because I've declared the Hinman emails to be unsealed. And so basically the judge is like, Brad Garlinghouse's compensation package, family members' names, certain ODL client names and sales because it could affect Ripple's business. Ripple had something sealed successfully, like an audit of their financial statements, past and present, because it could impact, their future. And so the judge said balanced the standards and said those are okay. And the experts for the SEC, their names are sealed. And investment banker's name is sealed. I tweeted out that person is sleeping better tonight. We don't know who that is. And then she denied a whole bunch. But the main thing that got everyone's attention, of course, is the Hinman emails, and that those things are now going to be released to the public. So that's basically why we're here and what happened.
Now, guys, that is something I actually want to break down a little further. This was from the other day where John Deaton jumped on a Twitter Spaces discussing what was going on with the judge's orders. And you know what's crazy? The judge is showing her hand in what I think is going to be a balanced summary judgment, a balanced decision. Some parts for Ripple, some parts for the SEC. But I think Ripple's going to end up being bigger winners than the SEC overall. And I think all of you sense that as well. All we really care about is whether or not XRP gets deemed a security and whether or not we as retail investors can trade it on the secondary market. And I think, especially with what happened in the library case, that we're going to get what we want. Now, this is very important. And this is where I become a very, very unbiased and grounded investor. I'm going to make a very critical point about Ripple very quickly. Ripple does have things they want to hide. And I believe we're going to begin seeing some of the inner workings of Ripple as well. I think we very well may see how much crypto Brad Garlinghouse and other executives were selling at the time. I think we're also going to begin learning a couple more of the inner workings of Ripple's business model. And trust me when I tell all of you, that's something I'm extremely interested in knowing. We have to be objective and critical investors despite our biases. And this is going to be one of those things I'm really looking forward to. But now in addition, you have to remember that after this case comes to fruition, there are plenty of companies on standby ready to launch to help support Ripple and XRP in their endeavors. And one of those especially will be PolySign. Jack McDonald, CEO of PolySign, had a powerful clip that he was discussing in a link to interview. And I genuinely want all of you to understand how badly the floodgates are going to open once there's a resolution to this stupid lawsuit. Please take a listen.
The asset that they buy is Bitcoin followed by ETH. Those are kind of considered the safe sort of plays. So when I'm talking to those type of investors, XRP is not, not the one that comes top of mind. That said, they follow where the market cap is. And so, as you know, XRP is not too far down the list there. And we're just now really starting to grow the XRP business. So I'll have a better lens into that, over the next couple of months as we take on more clients with their XRP who are looking for a home and an insured, qualified custodian, et cetera. But it's not the first stop for new institutional entrants coming in. Under a leading indicator, and so they just want a initial amount of exposure. I'm not telling you anything that would surprise you. I think Bitcoin and ETH are the first that they would go to. What I'm saying is that you all, like me, who own XRP, are going to benefit when this suit gets ruled in Ripple's favor.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, to cap off this video for today with the complete avalanche that is waiting to be unleashed once this Ripple case is over. In custody, geopolitically, and regulatorily speaking, not only do we have that trifecta, we also have this. Remember that Ripple's VP of central bank digital currencies discussed the 4 different major country partners when it comes to CBDCs: Montenegro, Palau, Bhutan, Hong Kong. And he mentioned that those are only 4 of the ones that are publicly known, meaning there are more countries will be using Ripple's CBDC platform. We all know and understand that Ripple XRP is the end game. And we're heading to a point where that'll be abundantly clear to the entire planet. But only the XRP army will be perfectly positioned to take financial advantage of it. That's why the XRP army's patience has been such a virtue. And in my personal opinion, generational wealth is about to be made. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
What clients do you have right now?
So right now we have several clients. We've announced 4. Today, actually, in parallel with this announcement, we announced that we're working with the HKMA in Hong Kong on building out a real estate tokenization platform with CBDC. We also have 3 other projects, one with the Central Bank of Montenegro, and then 2 others. One is with the Central Bank, the Royal Monetary Authority in Bhutan. And then the final is with Palau, which is a republic that doesn't have actually a central bank. So we're working with them to issue a government-issued stablecoin.
You just mentioned 4 jurisdictions that are very different from each other. Talk to me a little bit about why you're choosing to work with these governments first.
Well, as I said, we are working with some others that we can't talk about yet. But generally, we find that a lot of the smaller countries are a bit more nimble and are able to do things more quickly. Probably the opposite end of the spectrum is, the European Central Bank, the Eurozone, or the US, where it's a very complex environment, a lot of different vested, interested parties, regulatory uncertainty in some cases. So some other countries, the countries I mentioned, are able to move more quickly, and that is great for us because it gives us great experience, early on in this marketplace, and it's also great for those countries.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America? Ripple. Who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple. A former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple. Leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple. Who hired a former Treasury of the United States? Ripple. 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple. 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors, former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany, former business director at Swift, former Swift board member, former CFO of PayPal, former head of the DTCC, former chief business officer at Uber, former VP of Amazon, and former SEC chair on their legal team? Ripple. Who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's high-level advisory board on fintech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website? Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.